I will start that I have ambivalent feelings because from one hand side I'm happy and I'm very, very proud to help with the organization and to attend this event. And in other hand, I should confess that I didn't belong to close circle of Anatoly Moiseyevich. I spoke with him, by the way, the last time at IHES, but I was not neither his student nor his colleague directly. But I was in trouble. What can I do the best for his memory? And then I understood that I'm working now, the last few years, I'm working with Viktor Buchstaber from Steklov Institute, and Viktor was one of the close friends of Anatoly Moiseyevich, and also one of his numerous co-authors. So I decided to ask Viktor Buchstaber, who, for many reasons, I don't want to mention all of them, couldn't come personally. What I did, I took my dictaphone and I asked him to say a few words about his friend, co-author, and wonderful mathematician, Anatoly Vershik. And then I translated this in my poor English, so I'm very, very sorry. But Buchstaber confirmed this my translation versus chat AI, and I will translate his words to you. A few words about Anatoly Moiseyevich Vershik. Dear colleagues, so it's a direct words of Viktor. Dear colleagues, I'm grateful to you for organizing the conference in memory of Anatoly Moiseyevich Vershik, a remarkable mathematician and my close friend. The list of conference speakers vividly reflects the direction of his outstanding mathematical works. I remember well how we became friends. It happened in 1979 in Leningrad, at that time, at a conference dedicated to the 60th anniversary of Vladimir Abramovich Rokhlin, Vershik's teacher. In the evening, Vladimir Abramovich gathered his colleagues in his flat for so-called banquet, a friendly dinner. In attendance were Arnold, Novikov, Sinai, Fuchs, I believe Kirillov, someone else, me too. There were many jokes, friendly conversations, and stories. At the end of the evening, Anatoly Moiseyevich approached me with a question: when are you returning to Moscow? Having learned that it was next day, he offered me to take a walk with him. I agreed, and this walk lasted 3 hours. At that time, Vershik had just become a vice president of Leningrad Mathematical Society, LMS. The conversation began with a comparison of histories of Moscow Mathematical Society, 1865, and St. Petersburg, 1890, and his plans as vice president of LMS. We had a lot of topics of mutual interest to discuss. We were united by the fact that I was a former student of Novikov and he was a former student of Rokhlin, so both topologists. And as well, we had common interests in applied questions in applications. By the end of walk, he decided to switch to informal you, and he became Tolik for me forever, and I became Vita for him. I would like to note that Vershik became a significant figure in the life of Leningrad and then St. Petersburg Mathematical Society. He was not only its president since 1998, but also its soul. He did much to ensure the results of St. Petersburg's mathematicians were known all over the world. Vershik repeatedly invited me to give talks both at LMS meetings and at his seminar. After one of my talks at LMS meeting on my theory of n-valued groups, Tolik invited me to give an extended talk on this topic at his seminar in Leningrad branch of Steklov Institute. During our discussion after the talk, we discovered that there are many questions that we could solve together. I learned from him some new statements of problems at the center of his interests, which had been unknown to me prior. We were talking about mostly about theory of combinatorial algebras and scheme relations. As a result, in the journal Functional Analysis and Its Application was published an article by 4 authors, Buchstaber, Vershik, Yevdokimov, and Ponomarenko. I remember how Tolik presented our work to the editorial board of this journal, explaining to members why the article was of interest to the readers. Probably you know that this journal was established in 1967 on the initiative of Israel Moiseyevich Gilfand to advertise the area of functional analysis and to show that this direction is recognized as independent and important in the development of mathematics in USSR. And only 1 year after creation of the journal, the first article of Vershik in it appeared. And since he was closely associated with the journal, and first he became a member of editorial board and later deputy editor-in-chief. I was invited to editorial board by Arnold, and then our meetings with Tolik became more frequent. Editorial board meetings ended late, and we discussed not only articles in the journal, but also topical issue of scientific and social life. Once Gilfand was questioned, what will be the main direction in mathematics in 21st century? And he said, of course, it's combinatorics. I quote from Vershik's words. And the second question, and what is the combinatorics? He replied, it is a still direction which has not been created. Among Vershik students and our authors are outstanding results in combinatorics. He got exceptional results himself and put in a lot of effort to make modern combinatorics an integral part of scientific life in Russia. For example, he initiated the translation of Stanley's 2-volume Enumerative Combinatorics and became its editor, author of the preface, and author of important comments. I think that here we have a translator of this book in Russian. Thanks to him, combinatorics became one of my research fields. I have Stanley's 2nd volume on my bookshelf with a gift inscription from Toля, to dear Vita, as a keepsake. I would like to highlight some occurrences that demonstrate the respect that his colleagues held for Vershik. Look, for example, at the list of speakers for the conference dedicated to his 80th birthday. After the conference, there was a wonderful boat trip along the Neva River and banquet in beautiful hall. Toля asked me to be a toastmaster. It was easy for me to lead this evening. Despite of our long years of friendship, some of speeches revealed to me new, marvelous qualities of Vershik as a person, as a mathematician, and the founder of recognized mathematical school. For many years, Anatoly Moiseyevich was a member of editorial board of Russian Math Service, Успехи математических наук in Russian. This journal, he was editor-in-chief of this journal in those years was Sergei Novikov. Meetings of editorial board were often very, very informal. We discussed not only the articles, but also questions, should we support this or that direction in mathematics in our country and in the journal. I remember Novikov's reaction to Vershik comments. Vershik positions was always very important to final decision. I would also like to mention Vershik's absolutely wonderful attitude to his teacher Rokhlin. He was organizer of a fantastic conference dedicated to 100th anniversary of Vladimir Abramovich, and he invited highest world level speakers. I remember a conversation with Dennis Sullivan, who spoke very highly not only of the role and work of Rokhlin, but also of Anatoly Vershik. It is well known that Anatoly Moiseyevich was initiator and creator of Rokhlin Scholarship, and he became chairman of jury of this scholarship. Let me finish with this. Last year, I received an invitation to make a talk in St. Petersburg Department of Mathematical Institute. And in this meeting, it was devoted to an anniversary of Vershik. on December 28, 2023, he turned 90. In recording of the talk, available online, you can see for yourself how actively and attentively Anatoly Moiseyevich listened and asked questions. My talk was devoted to Nil manifolds and remarkable infinite-dimensional Lie groups and algebras. Commenting, Vershik said that this subject is very close to his mathematical interest and that he would like to continue research in this direction. And in the next day, he asked me to be chair of this seminar. His students and close colleagues spoke at the seminar meeting. In conclusion, Anatoly Moiseyevich himself came up with a program of future research and open problems that he planned to study himself and encouraged his colleagues to think about. Let me remind you, it was the day after his 90th birthday. I have no need to tell you that Vershik was one of the brightest and most outstanding mathematicians on the highest possible world level. You will see and hear ample evidence of it during the talks of his colleagues and students. I hope that these short personal sketches help you to understand that for me, Vershik's passing is a great, great personal loss of colleague and dear friend. Just, Victor asked me to show you a few pictures. This Anatoly Vershik, Victor Buchstaber, and this is Polina Baron. He is Buchstaber's granddaughter. She is a PhD student in Chicago of Simeon Philip. And this is one of the last visits of Anatoly Vershik in Steklov Institute during the conference for 80th birthday of Buchstaber. So you see Buchstaber, Novikov, who is 85, and Anatoly Moiseyevich Vershik. And this is a personal of three important person for this conference. Thank you.